Hey guys, it's Jenna G. Welcome back to my channel. New week, new video lineup. It's all about potatoes this week. So in today's video, we are starting off with scalloped potatoes. Scalloped potatoes is actually pretty simple. But just be mindful, usually the classic style scalloped potatoes does not have cheese. Of course in Trinidad we do add cheese, but this one is just the classic scalloped potatoes dish that I'm going to be showing you guys how to make. So I'm going to start off by slicing up my potatoes. You want to try to slice them as almost same size as possible, just so that when they're cooking, they all cook through around the same timing. You do want to be biting into your scalloped potatoes, and one piece cooked and one piece not cooked. So try to get them as almost same size as possible. So when you're making scalloped potatoes, you could go about it in different ways, but the scalloped potatoes, the key to it is that sauce, that creamy sauce or that roux that goes along with it, that it cooks in when it's baking. So you can actually layer the potatoes in your dish, then put some of the sauce, layer it again, put some of the sauce, or what you can actually do is put all the potato slices into the sauce when you're making it, and then just empty it out into a grease baking dish. We're just going to be layering it just because I think it's a little more fun, but if you're pressed for time, you could try the way of adding the potato slices to the sauce. So now all the potatoes are finished, so we're going to be slicing up the onions and the pimentos. So onions usually go in the sauce when you're making that roux for the scalloped potatoes. So my video time is really sometimes when the husband is out getting his fishing videos done too, like this morning, and he just got back home, and sometimes when he come back home, he's called it wife tax, where when he go somewhere he have to bring back something, most times it's to eat. So he just come and kind of interrupted the video there.
Actually guys, before I left, I made this salad roti, bhaji, and pumpkin for her before I left. I put it in a bag so no ants or anything, okay? So let's put it here so when she finish her video, she has something to eat, you know? So you continue. So
yeah, normally when he come back is with food he's come with. Most times he's called it wife tax. So if anybody watching and have husbands who go fishing and thing, I'm sure if you all watch his videos, he probably introduced you all to that wife tax thing.
And it works well for Jenna.
No.
She loves to eat.
Right, so onions, I slice up the onions very fine because I don't want to be biting into chunks. I like onions, but not necessarily biting chunks of it. So onions are all nicely chopped up here, guys, and the pimentos too. So before we continue further, I just have to tell you guys that this video is actually sponsored by halalexpress.com, changing the way you guys interact with halal restaurants. So you guys could check them out online. They have a website. They're actually on Instagram and Facebook as well. And you can check them out for all sorts of certified halal restaurants across Trinidad and Tobago. So when you go onto their websites, they actually have all these super cool coupons. You can get coupons for different food places in Trinidad, halal food spots, of course. So be sure to check them out just in case you don't feel like going through all of this cooking in the kitchen. Nice to get a little break sometimes. So now it's on to that roux, or that sauce that we have to do for these scalloped potatoes. So to make our sauce, I've got my pan heating up there, and what I'm going to do is melt the butter in there. So while we have that doing, actually let's layer the potato slices into our baking dish. So ideally, right, not ideally, but you know, kids, do this before you start to make your sauce. So you layer it, and what we didn't talk about is the salt factor in it. So I am actually going to be using the complete seasoning in it. So it has like oregano and all that. You can add thyme in it, you can add parsley in it, you can have some fun with it. What I'm going to do is actually just put some of the complete seasoning in the potatoes. You could skip this part and just put it as you're layering it, but no extra work there. So just laying them out into your dish. Good. So we set that aside. And once the butter is all melted there, in goes the onions, the pimentos. So you're just cooking this for about a minute or so. You just want those onions to cook down just a little bit there. Then I'm going to add the flour. Stir that in. And the flour is to actually help it thicken up a little bit. The sauce. So once we have that, in goes our milk. So we're just going to stir this up a little bit until it thickens just a bit. Alright, so the sauce is sort of thickened up there. So next what we're going to do is just pour this onto the potato slices, and then we're going to just layer it again until everything is all used up. So to that we're going to add some of the complete seasoning because we need some salt in there. Alright, turn that up, and then I'm going to layer it. So now what I'm going to do is cover this with foil, pop it into the oven, and let it cook for about 20 minutes, and remove the foil from it and let it continue cooking so you get that sort of nice brown color on top, and you're giving the potatoes chance to cook when you foil it down. 335 in about 20 minutes, remove, continue baking. So this is what it looks like when it's out. Like now took it out, and then we're just going to put that back in at 350 and let it continue baking. So the scalloped potatoes are finished, so they have the nice color on it, and you could still see the creaminess there, but remember there's no cheese in it, so nothing is holding it together, which is really how the scalloped potato is supposed to be. So when you do add cheese, I know a lot of people add cheese in it, but when you do add cheese, it actually turns into, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but it's potato or gratin or gratin, however you pronounce it, but it's written down below so you can check it out right there. So I have another video on that. All that is just simply adding cheese to it. So this is really how scalloped potatoes is usually added. But again, I know that people do add the cheese, but when you do add the cheese, it's actually a different name for that dish. Let's check it out when you do. See, it's so creamy and so good. So that's exactly how your scalloped potatoes is actually supposed to be. Look at that creaminess there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this scalloped potatoes video. Simple, easy, and of course delicious and creamy. So adding that cooking cream or that heavy cream adds a nice extra creamy dimension to the dish. So try it out. If you don't have the cooking cream, you can use the evaporated milk alone. That's all good and well. You could also use the whole milk, of course, too. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Try this out. I have the other one coming up with the cheese or the Trinidad style scalloped potatoes, cheesy scalloped potatoes, or potatoes au gratin video coming up for you guys as well, so you can see the difference and how much different it is when it comes to holding together. So scalloped potatoes, creamy, does not really hold together as much as the cheesy one, of course. So huge thanks again to Halal Express for sponsoring this video. All the information will be posted down below, so you guys could go check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and check out their website. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. Try it out. Head across to my website for the full written recipe, of course. Thanks as always for watching. Stay tuned to more potato videos this week. I'll see you guys in my next video.
Just crack an egg here, guys. Show them how to skillfully crack an egg with one hand on the pan itself.
He was too anxious. He could not wait to come and make an egg. I could have done it for you, darling.
No, I thought you finished. I want to show my skills on how to see the